line. I like that. Red, white, and blue. Yeah, I got
K0 RWB, AC1HF.
Hey, is that right?
Okay, Randy, very good. You've got a great signal in Connecticut.
Montana, I believe.
I think we may have worked with each other.
Yeah, we've got somebody Dublin. Stand by one.
Here. Again, the name is Maurice, K0RWB, AC1HF.
At AC1HF, standby one. I had another station right above you that kind of jumped in there first. So just take a quick standby. We'll get back to you there. Apologize, but want to make sure we can get you guys one at a time here, of course. Just take a standby. We'll be back with you here in a second. Okay, John, yeah, we're actually here in Missouri, and I believe, if the logger is showing me right, you're just kind of north of Williamsburg. Is that correct?
Yep, you got it. Sorry, yeah, I meant Missouri. I know my state's abbreviations better than that. I kind of just embarrassed myself. Okay, yeah, gotcha. And you are 5'9" plus 10, maybe even about 5 plus 20. And yes, my name's Jonathan, and I am in Williamsburg. Randy, back to you.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Well, we spent a little time up there in Hampton Roads, of course, down at Langley. We were very fortunate. We got a chance to kind of trop around the area. God, what a great place of history. Williamsburg, Yorktown. I don't have to tell you. You probably know it as well. Gloucester and so forth. Really did enjoy our time there. Actually got married over in Newport News. And we've been married 36 years as of Valentine's Day, so it's got a special place in my heart. Hopefully you got a little better weather than we've got today, but all I tell people, it's one day closer to spring, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. Actually, my true QTH is actually in Newport News, and I don't know if you're familiar. This may have been after you've been there, but it's a new development named Kiln Creek, right along 64, in between Fort Eustis and Hampton, basically, kind of right there in the middle. But I transferred all my info over to this address because during COVID, I figured I'd just two reasons. I needed to take care of my mom for certain things, and also my real neighborhood has a homeowners association, and I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. I got a nice, proud G5 RV, 40 feet high, ICOM 7300, 100 watts, and doing just fine. But yeah, like I said, you're 5'9" plus 10, and you're right. I think you could. I've lived here many decades, and I still haven't run out of things to do. Back to you.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, good for you. And I know exactly what you're talking about. The HOAs, whatever. Yeah, I can. Never mind. That's another story. The 7300 doing well. A couple of times you were about 10 over. We did have another opportunity to speak with another operator up in the Richmond area up on 17 a while ago. Told me we were going to drop down here in 20. So conditions between us there on the eastern seaboard and the Midwest here in Kansas City seem to be quite well. And also want to let you know we've been off the air for a while. That COVID has really been a real stickler, and decided to grab us for the second time in the YL here a couple of weeks ago. Thought we were okay, and then kind of took a back seat to it again, and we're back out here on the air. We're also live on our YouTube channel, so you can check us out by going to my QRZ page. We've got a link, or you can actually put in my call on YouTube, and we've got our YouTube channel up. Kind of having a lot of fun with that. We've got a radio display up there as well, so you can actually see your own signal report and see your audio wave pattern and so forth. It's kind of cool to be able to hear yourselves on the air. We've been having a lot of fun with it until COVID got in the way, but I'm hoping the rest of the afternoon the signals are as good as yours there, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. There's one other guy who does that. He's down in Florida, and I kind of appreciate it, just to being able to sort of go back and see what it sounds like on his end. So, yeah, last thing, and I'll let you go. Weather, yeah, we're actually having a good day here. It's 72 degrees in February. It's usually, it competes with January as our coldest month. So anyway, listen, Randy, a pleasure talking to you, and I'll let you get back. Good humming. This is KM4HOC to K0 red, white, and blue. I'm clear.
No problem, John. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, we're the what we call the yo-yo weather this time of year here in the Midwest. 71. I repeat, 71 yesterday, and we're about 21 today. And then we're going to climb back out. So we get those days, like I said, it's a one day closer to spring. I hope it'll regulate a little better. But nobody was complaining yesterday about 71, but I hear a bunch of people complaining today, of course. But hopefully you'll get the decent weather there as well. But very nice to work you. I do appreciate you giving us a call. Again, a terrific signal, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity again. We did have a contact back in 2016, December 10th of 2016, under the old call, which was a Whiskey 9 radio, Whiskey Bravo. Again, we're Kilo Zero, as you know. But just so you know, if you're like, well, I don't see a contact, the logger is usually pretty much up to date. But, yeah, we had a contact here on 20 back in 2016. So nice to get a chance to have a chat with you after 6 years. Hopefully it won't take us that long for in the next time. And the gentleman you're talking about down in Florida, that's my good friend Alex. Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform has a very big YouTube channel and quite a following. He kind of helped me get this set up as well. So we owe him a lot, and a lot of others out there as well. Todd and Mark and some of the other guys that are on the live chat know who I'm talking about. So, hey, John, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you for giving us a call. Appreciate it. Good signal. And, of course, the audio is always really tremendous out of the 7300s, and yours is no exception. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Look for us again. And, again, you get a chance check a look and a listen there on the chat and on our channel. See what you think. On the downside, there's a camera pointed right at me, so you get to see my smiley face. Anyway, you take care, my friend. Nice to hear you, and I look forward to the next time. Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Oscar Charlie. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again. 73.
73.
Okay, the other station that came in a while ago, I hope you're still in there, Alpha, I think it was Alpha Charlie 8. Maybe you can correct me if you're still there. Give me your complete call again, please.
Kilo Zero RWB, Alpha Charlie 1 Hotel Foxtrot, AC1HF, Stamford, Connecticut. The name is Maurice, Maurice. Back to you.
Okay, fine business. Well, I would have really butchered that up with an 8 call there, wouldn't I? But, well, I appreciate it. Hey, Maurice, nice to hear you. Thank you for taking the standby. He kind of got you right at the wire, and I was able to pull that call completely before I ended up getting the rest of yours. But, hey, no worries. Again, thank you for taking the standby there. Got you pulled up here on the logger. 1,092 miles between us. So glad to see it's working here between us. We've had really good opportunities here this afternoon on the eastern seaboard. Today is no exception, and it sounds very good in my receive there. Go ahead.
Okay, where in near Kansas City are you? I know the area.
We're 35 miles east. We're out on I-70, a little town called Bates City, Missouri. Bates City, like Bates Hotel.
Let's see, so you're east of Blue Springs?
Yeah, by about 10 miles. So we're just a mile north of the interstate.
Okay, gotcha. Well, yeah, I used to go through your state a million times. I lived in Edwardsville, Illinois. Had my airplane at Alton, Alpha Lima November, but I'd fly to Colorado Springs, and it's right over Interstate 70. And so I know about everything over there and also drive through it. And I really enjoyed the drive. It was about, depending on what we did, about 13 to 15 hours drive. But love your state. And yes, you both, just to get the business aside, you've got a great signal here, 1015 over S9, and nice audio. So I'll be brief because conditions are changing. We've got a storm approaching. I think it's the rotten weather you guys just had, and you're kind enough to send it our way. So back to you, Randy. K0RWB AC1HF.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Whatever I get, you end up with. And it's the same way, out to the west, of course. So just the way it works. Yeah, like I said, yesterday 71, today 21. And that's the yo-yo weather we get this time of year. We just, we've been back here for a while, but we did spend 11 years in the Springs and 4 years up in Aurora. We have family in Fort Collins, so we know the Front Range there as well. And we do have a little history with aviation. As well, and my brother does as well. So, yeah, it's always nice. There are quite a few ham operators that are also in the aviation, a lot of pilots as well, so it's a really neat hobby to put those two together. It does tend to get rather expensive here lately, like anything else, of course. The old adage of the $100 hamburger, I think, is now $200 and $300. Depends on what airport you go to, whether it's towered or not. It doesn't seem to make any difference, but yeah, we certainly understand that. But no, terrific signal. I appreciate the report. And again, we're letting the equipment do its thing, and so far it seems to be working okay. We're on the other amplifier today. We also have an ACOM 1000, but we're on the old Tentec Hercules 2, little solid state amp with a power supply. It's doing just about 450 to 500 on peaks. and it's just a little easier to flip around just by changing the band switch instead of having to do any tuning. So we decided to use that this afternoon, and boy, I tell you, the FTDX10 here from Yaesu is doing a fine job for us as well. But the meat and potatoes of everything is the hex beam, so not a lot of real special stuff, but it seems to work okay for us there, Roger.
Yeah, it's doing a real good job. I used to have a 10-tech line back, oh gosh, it was probably 1990, something like that. And that was great equipment. I enjoyed that. That's when I was in Edwardsville. And there I didn't have the HOA business, and I had virtual antenna farm. I had close to 4.5 acres in town, but I was there before everybody else was. And so I could have horses and antennas, so they couldn't say anything about it. But that's all changed now. Here, it's prohibitive. You cannot, with the law, you can't have a private airplane here because, they charge, this is a tax and spend area, totally blue. You go to the airport, hey, you want to use the VHF? Well, that's $8. You want to taxi up the right, that's another $30. Oh, you want to start your engine? That's $50. I'm making that up, but it's prohibitive, and the air traffic control here is okay. I still have airband monitoring equipment, and they treat you civilly, but there's no sense of me having an airplane out here for the very reason the $100, $200 hamburger is probably about $600 here, and then they'll tax you $30 on top of that. So anyway, I sure miss the Midwest, as you're probably aware of. My colleagues out here are rather effete that the world stops on the other side of the Hudson River, and thereafter anyone, including me formerly and now you, of course, is in flyover country. Years ago, on a cover of the New Yorker magazine, they had a map. They had like New York, the towers and stuff. They had Hudson, they had Jersey. Then absolutely nothing in this overview map until they had LAX, and then beyond that they had Japan. So that's what they think of us. So anyway, back to you, Randy. K0RWB AC1HF.
Well, that's totally fine with me, Maurice, and I'll tell you why. I like the flyover countries. It's a really good, great kept secret. We really don't need any more here, so we have plenty. So that's okay. Let them fly over. They can certainly go coast to coast. I have no problem with that. And just don't come here and ruin it for the folks that are already here. So I don't have an issue with it whatsoever. I've had several conversations with a lot of local businesses here in the last couple of weeks. There are different things that pop up, and if you really think about it, it's kind of that way around the United States. And the meat and potatoes, as I say, that's what makes this country great. So that's kind of how I promote things and how I look at them. So that's totally okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, aviation's getting more expensive. As a matter of fact, you may know this, or it may shock you. A friend of mine was looking at just a 2021 Cessna 172, and he says you wouldn't guess what the price tag is on it. I said, probably around $255, $270. He goes, how about $450? And it's like, well, how are you supposed to compete with that? Well, a lot of the airplane training centers for private pilots, they have to rotate these planes out. They get so many hours on them. I don't know how these schools could keep up. But then I realized they just charge the tuition a lot more, and they're having to charge the students for every little thing, and seat time, fuel, of course. Like you were saying, you want to do a run up, you got to do this and do that, and it really does put a bite on the private side of aviation, and it really starts to price itself out of the market for a lot of people, and it's really unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes. But anyway, we're here this afternoon. We've got some people here on the live chat. Jonathan checked in with us, which is really nice. As I told you, or maybe you didn't know, Maurice, we're actually live on our YouTube channel. And again, we've got my friend Mark down in Florida, and Todd is up in Pennsylvania. They've been really fortunate, or I've been fortunate over the last year or so. They've been kind of following me, my ups and downs. It's made a lot of fun. But hey, we're in front of the microphone this afternoon, having a great time. We've had lots of contacts. Hope to have a whole lot more. But everybody up and down so far on the Eastern Seaboard has great signals into my receive there. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I'll let you get on to these other guys, but I was joking with the last caller that I'm here in Connecticut, and then I have an east-west antenna that has a north-south lobe, and I virtually don't hear anybody. All the W1s, W2s, W3s are all in Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, etc. And so they designate me as the last guy out here in this blue state turn the lights out. So I'll say 73s, Randy. You're speaking to the last guy in Connecticut who's actually on the air with equipment in front of him and not off his cell phone on some exotic system. So K0RWB AC1HF, wishing you good health and hoping you can dodge more of the viruses from here in Connecticut. 73s.
No, thank you so much. And again, I appreciate you standing by there. I mean, you could have flipped the band and had another QSO with anybody else, but you decided to stand by for me. I appreciate it. Again, while we do this, I don't like to do 5/9 QRZ, and I can't do 10 or 15-minute QSOs. We always try to find kind of a middle ground. We want to be respectful of everybody's time. If you're going to take the time to give me a call and you've got something to say and have a chat, we want to make sure we're able to do that. And that's kind of how we've proceeded doing this now for a little over a year. Actually, February a year ago is when we started doing our channel, and it's been a lot of fun, ups and downs, of course, like anything else. But again, if you're interested in listening to our QSO, you can go to my QRZ page. We've got a link, or you can go right to YouTube, put in my call, look for the video with today's date on it, and probably around, I would say 13 minutes in is when we started. That would give you an idea. You could kind of fast forward to that point. Give a look and a listen, see what you think. We're having fun with it. I hope others do as well. So anyway, we do appreciate you taking the time and for taking that standby for us. I look forward to the next time. If you hear us again, by all means, give us a call. Generally speaking, if you hear us here on the air, we generally have the YouTube channel up as well. So we'd love to get you back out there again as well. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we do thank you so much for taking the time, and I certainly look forward to the next one as well. Alpha Charlie 1, Hotel Foxtrot. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We'll say 73s.
73s from AC1HF. I'm going QRT. Bye-bye.
All right, you take care. Let's see if my friend Mark is out there by chance. You give us a little heads up here on the chat. Alpha 1 India Alpha. Let's see if Mark is out there this afternoon. Come on back, Mark.
Hey, good afternoon, Randy. This is Alpha 1 Italy Alpha, Daytona Beach. How copy?
Oh, about the same. 5-7, 5 and 8. Good audio this afternoon. You must have made a little changes since the last time we chatted.
No. Hope everything's good, man. I just found out. I knew something was up with you because we weren't hearing from you. But so you went through COVID again. What a drag, my friend.
Well, yes and no. I think I probably got a little ahead of myself. I said, okay, the worst is over. Started doing a few things outside, getting out in the cold temperatures, back into a warm house, those kind of things. And I don't think it was quite done, so we just kind of fell back into the crud state, didn't really feel like doing anything. And so one of the things that we didn't feel like doing, of course, was sitting in front of the microphone, nor did we have the voice for it. So we decided to take a little bit of time for ourselves and just take a standby. And I'd like to think at this point we've kind of come over the other end, or come out the other side, as they say. And we certainly feel a lot better than we did the last time we thought we felt better. So I'd like to think that we're on the end of it there, Roger.
Yeah. Well, we're certainly glad to have you back, brother. It's when you're not around, you are missed. Hey, I got a couple of questions for you. My first question is on your tower. Well, I don't know what you're running at the moment, but when you set up your QRZ page on your tower, you have a J-pole. Is that what band is that for?
That's 2 meters. That's a little 2-meter homemade J-pole. And people laugh, but the bracket that's mounted to the side of the tower is actually an old DirecTV mount that you used to use for satellite dish. And I thought, we'll just give us a try and see what happens. And it did work pretty well. Probably should update it. That J-pole is down and in a different location right now, but it did work out pretty well. We were able to hit all the repeaters in the area here in the metro, but haven't had an opportunity too much to work 2 meters, but that's what the antenna was designed for, right, Roger?
Yeah, very good. I was wondering about that. If it's a homemade one, it looked pretty well made there. And my other question is, down your QRZ page a little bit, you've got a couple of pictures of you in Desert Storm. I believe you were in Desert Storm operation. I think that's what that was, or Bosnia or something. You've got a picture of yourself with a jungle hat on, and right next to it there's a transport vehicle with a heavy gun on it. But the one where you're standing there, you're holding something in your hand. I'm just wondering what that is.
Well, I would probably venture to guess it was a weapon.
Look like I don't know. I don't know. It's not a weapon. It's maybe a landmine. Are you holding a landmine?
Oh, you're talking about that picture. Okay. Well, let me make sure I correct myself here, and give me a second to pull it up, Mark. It's been a while, but it's probably a picture with a grin on my face. And in my, if you're looking at the picture, the left-hand side, holding what they call a Mark 19 white phosphorus high explosive grenade.
Okay. It was hard to put a read on just exactly what it was, but with the grin that you were wearing, it could have been anything, my brother.
No, I understand. I get it. Again, there was a little deliberation with some folks around here about whether to post that or post some of those pictures or not. And, well, that's kind of what we ended up with. So hopefully it doesn't offend many, but, that's kind of how it works out sometimes. But that's what it was, though.
Oh, I don't see anything crazy about that. Those are great pictures, by the way. Thank you for your service over there, my brother. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. And you came back, all is well, and healing from COVID. I'm sorry to hear about that. Not much happening over here. Just went out for my walk a little earlier, and just kind of playing radio this afternoon. Over.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing as well. As I was telling an operator earlier, we were up on 17 briefly. We were kind of moving some things around in the shack, and really didn't really anticipate, but as we were moving some things here in front of the table, I said, let's just flip it on real quick, and it had already been set on 17. There was quite a bit of activity, and I always hate to have a CQ go unanswered, so I did respond back, and it just got me kind of going, and I said, you know what, I think we'll just take the time for an hour or so, and I told them we were going to drop down here on 20. I know a 20 seems to be a little bit better, a little bit longer reach, so to speak. And so we decided to take a chance at it, and, we've been very fortunate, Mark. You have a really good signal this afternoon. The Eastern Seaboard up and down has been really good. Everybody's had terrific signals, and boy, I tell you, I don't know what's going on, but the audio on a lot of these operators has been really good as well, or maybe it's just my receive. I'll say it's both. But, again, we're very, very so appreciative when we get the time to get out here, because everybody's been so nice. Andy is out here now, of course, and Roberto has also said hi on the live chat. He sent me a message the other day, wanting to know, but kind of like what you said, if I was doing okay or whatever, and kind of gave him an update. So it's nice to be back here on the air, and nice to have the channel going as well there, Roger.
Yeah, okay. Same here. Are you good on the email on your QRZ page?
Yeah, the emails is good in QRZ.
Yeah, okay, very good, man. Well, listen, it's great to hear you back again. Always a pleasure to work you, and we'll bow out. Come back and listen to my audio for a little bit and wait for you to pop out the next time you decide to pop up in our world here and make it brighter. 73 K0RWB from AA1IA. Big signal, by the way, 59/20. When you first came in, you were very low. So 7-3s. Catch you later.
Yeah, always nice to hear you, Mark. Thanks for being out there, and And thanks for supporting us. Well, it's, like I said, it's been a year now. We started in February of last year. Certainly nice to hear and see what I would like to say. Regulars, yourself, Andy, Todd has been a big proponent. Roberto has been out there on many occasions as well, and we're getting new people as well. But you know, it's kind of come one, come all. But it's so really nice to hear from everybody, of course. And we'd like to think this is the things to come. We'd like to think that we'll be able to continue doing so out here. And again, as everybody else is enjoying it, we are too. We'll continue doing it. So nice to hear you, Mark, as always. Hope things are going well for you down there, and we're getting one day closer to spring, as I say it. So anyway, we'll say 7-3 and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, brother. Always nice to hear you out there, and I know we'll do it again real soon. Alpha Alpha 1 India Alpha. That's Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City, 7-3.
November 2, Lima, Delta Victoria.
Okay, you take care, Mark. Nice to hear. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo QR's in. Any other stations out there? Come with your call, please.
November
Whiskey 2, November Yankee Papa. Kilo Juliet.
The November Yankee Papa station again, please.
And good afternoon, Randy. This is Whiskey 2, November Yankee Papa.
No, November? Or did you say whiskey? I see. I got to make sure my ears are working.
I will help you clean them out. Whiskey 2, November Yankee Papa. Name is Bruce, and we are in Charlotte.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, again, we got to get used to a keyboard as well. Having a hard time typing. Hey, Bruce, good afternoon. Thanks for giving us a call. Gosh, great signal. I don't know what's going on here, man. Everybody complains about the band, and I'm looking at the numbers. You know, they're not very good, but boy, I tell you, anybody east of me right now is just booming in here, so I'll take it every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I've never run more than 100 watts on my many years of HF, and now because I live in an HOA, I've got basically an end-fed wire that is stretched into a tree, so everything is doing great.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Really glad to hear it. And, you know, a lot can be said for 100 watts in a wire on any band. So, you know, when it works, it works. That's really all you can ask for there, Roger.
Oh, absolutely. So I see that you are a little bit east of Kansas City by Odessa, if that is correct?
Yeah, we're about 5 miles to the west there as the crow flies.
I have been to Odessa, and I'm trying to remember why, but I know I stopped there for a little bit. I get to Kansas City a lot, but for some reason, Odessa sticks in my mind.
Well, it does mine as well. No, I think that's great. So you kind of get a general idea of the location and so forth, and the terrain, as I would say. It being a proverbial flyover state for some, they don't know what they're missing. And again, I'm okay with that. We'd like to keep it as a good secret. So, but no worries. Yeah, Odessa's a great little town for the size of it. You know, they're getting bigger, but very slowly. You know, things progress much slower here in the Midwest, we'd like to say. And they do change, sometimes for the better. But you know, everything's even though things do change, they also stay the same. So it's really nice that we have small towns like that. We have more of those than we have big towns, especially in this part of the country. So that's one of the big attractions for us. And we can jump on the highway and be in a big city in no time, and we can turn around and come right back out in the country. That's a great thing for us there, Roger.
Oh, no, absolutely. Although I have been on I-70 in the middle of a snowstorm where we ain't going nowhere. But no, actually, Kansas City to me is one of my most favorite places to go. And it just amazes me every time I land at the airport or the new airport construction, and then all of a sudden the population is as close to the airport as I've ever seen it before. You know, I get down and start heading south into town, and I'm like, wait, where do all these buildings come from?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Somebody seemed to think they were really quite bright, and they decided to go from 3 terminals at the airport down to 1 single. Somebody really thought that was a good idea, but I can just imagine at the completion, the traffic was a headache the way it was, and that's with 3 terminals, and you're going to combine it to 1. And I can't say I'm really looking forward to having to drop anybody off or to pick anybody up. or to go myself. So I'm really surprised how this is going to work. But I think somebody was a really good salesman. It seems like there, Roger.
Well, I don't know if it was so much a matter of that, is that, you know as well as I do, it was designed back in the 60s. It was made to duplicate some of the TWA terminal that was in New York and some other places. And long before the days of having to go through TSA and security and stuff like that, it was the greatest deal in the world. You literally would drop somebody off. They walked 25 feet and they were at the jet bridge. Now, of course, times have changed. Airlines have shrunk. I mean, I remember when both Eastern Airlines and TWA were fighting over hub control of Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, certainly were. And this it used to be quite a big repair terminal for a lot of the aircraft, and I think a few of them have moved out, and they're not doing the repairs like they were. Maybe that's another reason for the downsize to a single terminal. Not too sure. Again, that part of aviation is a little out of my realm. I kind of like the single and twin engine, if you know what I mean. So a little bit of a smaller scale, but yeah, anyway, again, if it works for people, that's great. No worries. That's totally fine with me. I have no problem with that. But we don't really have those issues, so to speak, here on radio. There has been some congestion, of course, but I will say that everybody's been very courteous and respectful trying to get themselves, calls and so forth. And if that would transpire over to some of the aviation folks, that would be really nice. But sometimes old habits are hard to break there, Roger.
Well, I'll tell you what, Randy, if it attributed over to life in general, it would be really good, because the courtesy that is exhibited here, of course, if you listen to 80 meters at night and some of the local people and even 40 meters, you get a little bit strange reactions from people and stuff like that, but overall the camaraderie is something that after my 50 years of doing this, it still exists.
Yeah, you're totally right. Again, we can only control what we can control. And again, as I was telling the operator earlier, and some of the people that have been here on a continual basis, Andy, Mark, and Todd, and so forth, again, you can only control what you can control, but you can exhibit or you can put forth a different attitude that maybe would relay or roll off on someone else. And that's kind of what we've done to do here. We try to be a steward of amateur radio, be a good advocate for ham radio as well, and hopefully that does come across. And again, like I said, you only control what you can do, but sometimes people will catch a little bits and pieces of things, and maybe they can take that and use it for themselves. That's kind of what we look for. And again, that's what we've decided to do when we started our YouTube channel. That's kind of what I said, how we were going to handle ourselves from that point forward, and hopefully that does come across here, Roger.
Well, I think it's a great start, that's for sure. It's just funny to me, the crossover between computers and what we do here in amateur radio. I remember back in the early 80s, my radio club in New York, they started Radio Shack Computer Club to try and learn the Tandy 64. And now we've gone to DMR and FD8 and God knows whatever else. And the crossover, the line is hard to define.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, those are topics we could all kind of look back at and go, what the heck happened? Yeah, I can remember those days, old cassette drives and 5 1/4 floppies and then to 3 1/2, and so it's the evolution of technology is really quite interesting. So, Bruce, I hate to cut you off, but we've got a few others out there we'd like to get to this afternoon. We want to be respectful of everybody that wants to take the time to check in with us. But hey, nice to hear you out from the Charlotte area. Terrific signal, been really solid the entire time. Again, I appreciate you taking the time to stop in and say hi. Again, I don't like to say work. We're not working. We're actually having a chat. We're having a conversation. That's kind of how I approach this. So very nice to have a chat with you this afternoon. I looked at my logger. I don't see a contact between us, so thank you so much for the first one here on 20. As I was telling other operators earlier, give a look and a listen if you're curious to see what your audio sounds like here. Go to my YouTube channel. It's my call, K0RWB, if you go right to YouTube, or go to the QRZ page, and I have a link just look for the video with today's date, and we probably started about 30 minutes in. You could fast forward to that part, and Bruce, and give a look and a listen and see what you think. Again, we're having a lot of fun with it, and I hope others are as well, but it is something that doesn't happen too often. Again, you're talking about meshing two different technologies, where here's a prime example: AM radio, computers, and YouTube, a social media platform. Kind of nice to see those dimensions kind of work together. So anyway, we'll say thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. You and yours be safe and be well here on a Tuesday, and look forward to from hearing from you again. Again, if you hear us out there, by all means, give us a call. We'd love to get a chance to kind of catch up and see where things are at that point. So, hey, we'll say 7-3 for now, and thank you once again. And like I said, we'll look forward to the next time. Whiskey Stew, November Yankee Papa. This is Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, 7-3s.
November 2.
Whiskey 4, Tango Sierra Hotel.
This is Kilowatt.
Okay, well, day can't go by. The day doesn't go by until you talk to South Carolina. He doesn't like it when I say South Carolina, so maybe I better correct it and say North Carolina. Let's see if Bobby's in there this afternoon. Whiskey 4, Tango Sierra Hotel. Good afternoon.
10 over S9 here in northeastern North Carolina. I guess you were talking to Charlotte. I don't know. Charlotte's about 250 miles or so, air miles or so from my location, but sounding good today. Glad I caught you there, Randy.
Yeah, you're doing well. You're 20 over. Yeah, again, as I was telling Mark, he's down in Daytona Beach. We were out here the last time around, which I think, if I did it right with the calendar, was the 3rd of February. We had some time and kind of give everybody the little heads up about the COVID battle. And we kind of got ahead of ourselves, apparently, outside working in the cold, coming into a warm house and what have you. And it just decided that we wasn't quite through with me. So we had to take a standby, as they would say. But we felt good last time. We feel even better this time. So I'd like to think we're on the other end. And by golly, we're not going to let it stop us now there, Roger.
Yeah, that's good. That's a plus. Well, I've been fortunate, blessed, or whatever you want to call it, lucky, that I have not had it. And they said everybody's going to get it. So I guess my turn will come around at some point. But anyway, we've made it through it so far. All right, Randy, I'm not going to hold you in there. You know, we can sit here and talk all day. We talk like talking on the cell phones. Normally when you in here, and the copy I got on you is about like talking local. They're always good to hear you. You're doing a great job, and I'm glad I caught you on there again today. I won't hold you in, let you pick up some more stations. At some point, the sun's going to go over the horizon, and I think 20 meters will go out. So keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you the next time. And I'm sure it won't be long. So with that, K0RWB, till then, be safe, my friends. Stay healthy and enjoy. This is W4TSH. See you later.
All right, Bobby. Always a pleasure. Yeah, I need to take a little time there later on in the evenings here and just drop you a line on the mobiles there versus on the air, and we can do a little catch up as well. And we've been. We need to make sure we set some time for that. But, yeah, again, always got a good signal between us, of course. I don't remember too many occasions it's been like this at 20 over. But, hey, that's great. I'm glad to see everything is working. You sound good as always. Yeah, it's nice to be back. I said that before, too. And it's really nice to see that, Andy's there, Roberto's, I was saying there, Mark and Todd and so forth are they're saying hi on the chat. That's kind of cool as well. So it really means a lot, and we're really glad we get a chance to get back out here and get in front of the microphone. So anyway, hey, we'll say 7-3s. Thank you as always. We'll talk soon, no doubt. If I get back out here, you usually find me. So that's all we can really ask for. So anyway, Bobby, you take care. Nice to hear you. Have a great afternoon. And if you can avoid it, then avoid it. Don't go looking for it. And you can be one of the few that says, I never got it, and you're welcome to be able to say that. I wouldn't blame you a bit. So Whiskey 4, Tango Sierra Hotel in North Carolina. This is Kilo Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. 7-3, my friend. Okay, station ending in Victoria. The station ending Victoria. Give me your call again, please.
Thank you, Randy. November 2, Lima Delta Victoria.
November 2, Lima Tango Victoria. Is that correct?
Negative. Lima Delta Victoria. Lima Delta Victoria. Over.
Yeah, my apologies there. I got little fat fingers here. It's not working quite as good. God, how could I mistake Long Branch and Jones Beach from Queens? So what's happening there, Leonard? What's going on?
It's raining here in Queens. Yeah, we got some rain, but at least it's getting a little warmer. It got up to about 53 degrees today, which we're happy about. By the way, you're 5'9" plus here in Queens, and I just want to thank you for your service on your QRZ page. Over.
Well, I appreciate that, Lenny. It means a lot, and my apologies on the call there. But if we have to ask 2 or 3 times, I got no problem because we want to make sure we get it in the log correctly, of course. And thank you as well, U.S. Army National Guard. Good for you. I think that's awesome. I think anybody that takes the time to sign the dotted line should get our gratitude and appreciation, no matter what it was. We all have our favorite services, as they say. But again, signing the dotted line goes a long ways in my book, so I'm glad you did as well. You got your page pulled up here on the QRZ, and nice little assortment of QSL cards. Congrats, that's pretty awesome. And yeah, it's amazing how the Eastern Seaboard has really come alive. At least it has for us this afternoon, and everybody's had a really great signals there. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I even had when I was on 40 meters a little while ago, speaking to guys in New Jersey. How's that for short skip? Over.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's just amazing. You know, I've told people in the past, every time I try to figure out how this works, it throws me a curve, and I've got to the point where I just kind of throw up my hands and I say, well, if I can call CQ and somebody answers, I'm happy about it. There, Roger.
Oh yeah, you got a nice setup there. I see it on your page. Great setup. The 2 studios, very nice. And yeah, I'm running 100 watts into the Tango Sugar 440 Sugar Kenwood with a R5 vertical. Over.
Yeah, I was doing fine. You're certainly a good solid 5 and 9, of course. And everybody has had great signals today. Some a little over S9, but by and large, terrific signals. And everybody, again, it's either my receiver or their transmitter, or a combination of both. Everybody's had really nice audio as well, which makes it for a very pleasant conversation. And yours is no exception as well there, Lenny. Go ahead.
Roger. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, I did 6 years in the National Guard, as they say, and artillery. So I was an artillery gun buddy. So it was the old 155 howitzer section. Over.
Yeah. Well, I think that's awesome. I'm sure you probably get poked and prodded about that. I know a few around here that do that, and I think it's all in good fun. But hey, I think that's awesome. Again, whether it's a day or 33 years or 20 years, whatever the case may be, I still think deserve our gratitude and appreciate people's sacrifice for that. As little time or as much time as they spent. At least that's the way I approach it. So there are a lot of other things a person can do, but they decided to take the time to support and honor their country. I think that's awesome. So I'm glad you did it as well. And again, I hope you've got a little bit better weather than we got today. We've got 71 yesterday, and we got 21 today. So we're at the point of the year of what they call the yo-yo weather. There, Roger.
Oh yeah. Well, it's been really cold. We've really had some real cold weather, and I'm looking forward to the spring and summer because I don't like the cold weather. It's supposed to go up to about 60 tomorrow here in New York, and then drop down on Thursday to about 25 degrees. Back to you.
Yeah, that sounds about like what we're doing here. You get a couple of those what I call teaser days, and you're like, oh, it's over with. We're getting to spring, and then we get a couple of cold days that kind of snaps you right in the forehead and says, we're not done yet. So, like I said, we just called today one day closer to spring. At some point, it's going to break, kind of like a fever and then we'll be complaining about how hot it is. But, for now, we'll take it for what it is, and we'll certainly work around it, work through it, or work over it. We always got to improvise, overcome, and adapt. I'm sure you're familiar with that as well. So, Lenny, thanks for giving us a call this afternoon. Appreciate it very much. Good signal. Nice to get into Queens. That's probably the longest contact we've had so far today. And I believe you're the first contact into New York. 1,076 miles as the crow flies. So nice little contact between us. Please don't be a stranger. If you hear us out here again, we'd love to kind of pick up where we left off. We've had several contacts just in the last year, 17 and 20, probably during I would say our Christmas train event we had over Christmas. So nice to have a chance to chat with you again, and sound good as always. Again, it sounds really good today in my receive anyway. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, Lenny, and you and yours be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of the week, and if you hear us again, by all means, give us a call back, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. Say 7-3 for now. November 2, Lima Delta Victor. This is Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, Lenny, 7-3s.
Okay, Whiskey Sierra Lima.
The Sierra Lima, standby 1, please.
From you. For the Christmas train, wow. Now I remember. This came back to me. Yes, I participated in that. So I'm very happy to meet you.
Yeah, let him clear, guys. Okay, Lenny. Yeah, that was a great event. We're looking at doing it again this year as well. Thanks for participating. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. You take care, my friend, and we'll say 7-3. So go ahead and clear with Lenny. The other station we were able to get the last two of the call, I believe it was Sierra Lima. If you'd give me the full call, please.
Roger. Whiskey 1, Juliet, Sierra Lima, to Kilo Zero Radio. I think it's WB, correct?
Yeah, red, white, and blue. Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Good afternoon. Hey, Joe, thanks for giving us a call. Whiskey 1, Juliet, Sierra Lima, I believe, right outside of Pittsburgh there. Roger?
Oh, Roger. We're about, 13, 14 miles northeast of Pittsburgh. Rainy day. Temperature around 57 right now. Hope you're doing better there, QSL.
Well, we were yesterday. That's all I could tell you. As I've mentioned earlier with some other operators, we had 71 yesterday and 21 today. So we have our proverbial yo-yo weather, which we generally get this time of year. So, again, we're not complaining on either side. You didn't hear anybody complain yesterday at 71, but there have been quite a few today that are complaining about 21, which is totally understandable. But, again, as I said before, this just makes it one day closer to spring there. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, you're 20 over 9 here. Signal, you're booming in. Sound like you're just across town. And the modulation, strong. Excellent. Very balanced. And fine station you're operating. So, wanted to give you a call, let you know that. And, you hear people on the radio and you want to give them the absolute truth about how they sound. So you're sounding great over here.
Well, I appreciate it very much. I wish I could take credit for it, but we let the equipment do what it's supposed to. We'd like to think that the antenna's doing the heavy lifting, of course. I will say this, this is the Yaesu FTDX10, and it does seem to match up quite well with we have a Heil PR 781 boom mic that we're using here currently. And, of course, we do have a few different EQ settings inside the rig, but they do seem to match up quite well. Of course, the adjustments, I think, is full enough that it would work just about with anybody's voice pattern, of course. But this seems to work out pretty well for us. We've been really happy with it. Anything we have in the shack is nothing really special, but it seems to work really well for us, and that's really all you can ask for. And that's just kind of how we approach things. Again, as I was telling the people earlier, and people ask me a lot of times, well, how does my audio sound? How's this and how's that? Well, certainly I'm not an expert in audio, never claimed to be, and nobody knows your voice near as well as you do. And one of the reasons I say that is because a year ago this time we started our YouTube channel here, which we are live on YouTube right now. And I always tell people, don't take my word for it. Go listen to it for yourself. And you be the judge if you need to make any changes or want to make any changes. And the reason I say that is I stumbled across Alex down in Florida, Whiskey 7 Hotel uniform, about this time a year ago, and he has a very big YouTube channel now. And I checked it with him a couple of times. And I thought it sounded really good in my headphones until I heard the playback, and it really did not sound like me. So after making a few adjustments and some changes and checking in with him from time to time, I got it to where we thought this is what we sound like in person, good, bad, or indifferent. But it is kind of fun. There's a lot of people who like to play around with audio and those kind of things. And me, once I get it set and it works, I just lock it down, don't mess with it, and throw the key away, as they say there. Roger?
Oh, Roger. Kilo Zero Radio. WB. That's right, WB. I don't know why I didn't write it down. I'm working out of memory. But anyway, you sound great. You wouldn't know that you weren't working the audio. Apparently, you've been listening to it, so I guess that's just as good as working it. And it sounds excellent, very powerful. I'm only working off of 100 watts and through a 20-meter half-wave dipole that I have about 7 feet off the ground, but it seems to work fine at that level, so we continue using it. Right now I'm working off of a mobile unit on a power supply to the Winco DX70T, and my ICOM 746 Pro is down, the driver board. I need to do some work on that. Anyway, that's what we're working, and I didn't want to take all of your time because I know there's probably many people that would like to QSL with you. So I thank you so much for returning my call. I wish the best to both you and the family and everyone else listening aboard. You take care of yourself. Kilo Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Whiskey 1 Juliet Sierra Lima. I'll be on standby.
Well, I appreciate it very much, Joe. Thank you for thanks for taking the time to give us the call. I appreciate it very much. Again, it's not much fun if you're talking to the microphone and there's not somebody on the other end. And I was told the station earlier, to me, what I see is a lot of activity on the band, and you could just say, oh, the heck with this, and flip up down the band and talk to somebody else. You took a standby, waited to talk to me, or I guess, and I appreciate that very much. Again, we're just having a great time with this, and anytime we can get in front of the microphone and get a chance to have a conversation with someone, it really kind of makes our day, and we really have fun with this, and hopefully we continue doing so. And again, as long as signals are coming in like they have been today, it sure makes things a whole lot more fun and easy as well. So, and yours has been no exception. So anyway, we do appreciate it. Look forward to the next time. And if you hear us again, by all means, give us a shout. Generally, if we're on the air with the mic in front of us, we're generally on the YouTube channel as well. Sometimes in the evening, not too much, but generally here this time in the afternoon, we like to have the YouTube channel up so people have an opportunity later on to come back and listen to the QSO and listen to their audio or what have you. So we'd like to do that as a fun bit of the QSO. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, the week coming up, and like I said, don't hesitate to give us a call again if you hear us out there, and we'd love a chance to kind of catch up with you. So we'll say 7-3 for now. Whiskey 1, Juliet Sierra Lima. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, Joe. You take care.
Roger, 7-3.
All right. K0RWB, QRZ. Any other stations? We got about another 5 or 6 minutes, and we've got to shut it down. To see anybody else out there? QRZ.
Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee India Echo.
Was it Kilo Echo 8 station? I'm sorry?
Roger that. Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee.
Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee. It almost sounds like somebody who's been doing a big concrete pour.
Roger that. Just first time you got in here to the house in about 3 months where I could get a copy on you.
Well, now I want you to know I'm not doing that on purpose there, David. Hey, what is going on in your world? Tell me you're finished.
Well, the heavy work, I'm finished. I got little stuff now. It's just little projects.
Well, but the concrete pour is over with.
Roger that, and I'm glad.
Well, did you count how many bags overall?
Approximately 150.
Oh, my gosh. Well, for those listening out there, this is my friend David in Ohio, And if you want to see a project for ham radio, you can go to his QRZ page. He's got some great pictures. This guy, I'm telling you, what has it been, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe longer, has been working his tail off. And I think the results are showing. But, yeah, you get a chance, you check out his QRZ page. What some great pictures, and I know you've worked and worked.
Roger that. I still got, like I say, I've got a lot of little projects now, so just kind of do one here, do one there, and go that way. Oh, I'm working on some other stuff right now, building a 49-to-1 and trying to find me a antenna tuner that'll handle 1,000 watts.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, tell me that the projects you've got are actually inside now. You don't want it to be outside no more.
All but one.
I gotcha. Well, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, the biggest one I got, I really need that tuner. The XYL bought me an AL811 for Christmas.
Yeah, she must really not like you very much, huh?
Oh, she asked me what I wanted back when I was pouring the concrete. I said, well, the only thing I can think of is an amp, so that's what was their Christmas.
Well, I tell you, and see, that's the difference between the two of us. I would have said help. You said amplifier. I would have said helped.
Roger that. Well, I just work at it a little at a time. I get done and get to play radio some.
Well, I know you do, and the times that we've talked here in the months past, I kind of got a feeling how you were handling it, and it didn't appear in most cases you were overdoing it. You'd get as much as you wanted to do that particular day, and you shut it down, and that's, well, they say the turtle usually wins the race, and it certainly sounds like you have there, so I'm glad to hear it. And, yeah, it doesn't hurt to have a little fire in the wire, a terrific amplifier, and, boy, you've got yourself a keeper there. I better hang on to her.
Roger that. Like I said, I've been slowly on stuff on the station. I'll get it there, and then when I get it set up, I will get a picture of it on QRZ.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it, no doubt. Well, again, the pictures you've gotten up there now have really, like I said, has kind of shown the transition you've done, and it's a really great way of doing it. And I know it's a lot of work trying to take the pictures and then transfer them up onto QRZ and so forth, but you know, the work you've done really should not go unnoticed. I mean, that's something you should be really proud of, and to show other ham operators out there during conversations and lookups on QRZ, what have you. I think that's just a great testament of what you've been doing there, Roger.
Roger that. I have had several questions on the rebar with all the wire tied into it, and I explained it. It does what it was supposed to do.
Well, that's what I think we mentioned there in the beginning. I said, you know, if somebody else might have, you know, you might get some ideas of doing a project like you've done, and would probably pick your brain and see what you did, or, you know, things you would do again, and maybe some things you might do differently. And that's really all you can ask for. And you know, that's, again, I've said it many times, that's a great thing about amateur radio is, you know, by and large, we're really into that attitude of trying to help other operators be successful, whether it's doing a project like you're doing, or audio checks, or hey, this antenna worked, this one didn't do so good, here's a homebrew that worked, and so forth. And that's really a testament to all the operators out there, and it does make the hobby a whole lot healthier there, Roger.
Roger that. I've had a lot of Elmer help from several I've had QSOs with on odds and ends, because like I said, I'll never know it all, and I'll never claim to know it all, and you've got to have people to ask.
Yeah, it sure does. Well, I tell you, I've got just about as far as I can turn this button and it turns it on. I turn this button here and it turns the frequency, and you know, that's kind of where I say my expertise stops and starts. You know, kind of, sort of. I don't know if I'd be able to start or complete a project to the level that you've done. My hat is off to you, of course, as I've said before, and again, it's been real nice that you've been willing to check in with us from time to time and kind of give us an update on your status. So we've had an opportunity to kind of see how the progression of your project has come along. And, as I've told you, we're doing the live stream like usual, David. And so all those previous contacts have also, they're up there on YouTube, and people can see, over time as you've checked in with us where you're at in your progression. So, again, I think it's a great testament to what you've done and the project you've gotten completed. So, again, I think that's a great thing, and we appreciate you sharing it with us.
Roger that, and I thank you for the compliment. I want to send a thank you to you for those two cards were beautiful from the Veterans Day and the Christmas train. I wished I could have got the other two stations on Christmas train, but I just couldn't hear them. And with that, I'm going to say 73, and I hope to catch you again. This is our K0RWB, this is KE8RBY, and I'll be clear on your final.
Well, always a pleasure, David. I'm glad we get a chance to chat this afternoon. Don't know yet what our schedule is going to entail, if we're going to be able to get on 40 meters in the evenings. We did have some time today, as I was saying earlier, kind of moving some things around here in the shack, and we just happened to flip it on, and it was on 17, and a lot of activity. And so I just decided to sit down for a minute, and hate to have a CQ go unanswered, and that's kind of what happened. And I said, you know what, we're going to take the time. So here we are on 20 meters, and we've just had an absolute ball this afternoon. We are a little short on time, of course, but it's usually the case. But always nice to have a chance to kind of catch up with you. And I'm glad you enjoyed the card. We're looking forward again this year. It's going to be, I'd like to say, bigger and better, the Christmas train or the Holiday Express. We're looking at doing the Veterans Day event again as well. That was a lot of fun and very well worth the time that we took to do it. So we'll have more conversations, I have no doubt, my friend. So anyway, we'll say 7-3s. Again, thank you for taking the time to say hello this afternoon. We do appreciate it very much. Glad to see that the projects have really scaled themselves back, and I know we'll have many more QSOs to go. You and yours, take care, David. Well, like I said, you got yourself a keeper. Any leftover amplifiers or something that she wants to purchase, give her my name. I have no problem with that. So anyway, you take care. Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, David. 7-3s. Okay, we've got time for one more call, and we've got to shut her down. If there's any other stations out there, please give me your call, and we'd be more than happy to have a chat with you. K0RWB, QRZ.
W3 SK3 India Juliet Zulu calling.
Whiskey 3 India Juliet Zulu, I believe. Is that correct?
That's correct. Handle here is Denny, Dog Easy, Nancy Oak. We're located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you have a booming signal here in Pittsburgh, 5x9 plus 20 dBs. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. So what you're saying is I'm barely making the trip to you.
I think we have a pipeline between us.
You know what? We've had several contacts into Pennsylvania and in the Pittsburgh area, and everybody sounded really good today. So, again, and I'm looking at the numbers, and they're not very good. I mean, Sunspot is 48. That's not very good. And it's KP index of 1. Alpha index is 12. I mean, they're not really good numbers per se, but I will say this, the eastern seaboard here to the Kansas City region, at least in my location, has just been phenomenal. Just about every time we get out here 17 or 20 meters, you guys have just come in really good. I call you eastern seaboard because you're east of me, and that's all that really matters. But, yeah, nice signal on you as well. Appreciate you taking the time there to give us a call. Hopefully you weren't waiting too long. As I've told people before, when we don't do 5-9 QRZ, this is not a contest. And 10 and 15-minute QSOs, really can't do those. We try to be respectful of everybody's time. And if you decided to give us a call, you've got something to say, we want to give you the opportunity to say it, but we thank you for giving us a call here this afternoon there, Roger.
What's the handle? Go ahead.
Yeah, the name here is Randy. And give you a little bit idea on the QTH, we're about 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, right on the I-70 corridor.
Very good, Randy. I just wanted to comment on your signal strength, and your audio sounds great. And the rig here is, I'm only running 100 watts. It's a ICOM 7300, and the antenna is an MFJ Super High Q loop. and we seem to be getting out on that semi pretty good. But again, I appreciate you come back to us. I know you have to run, so we'll pass along our 73s and hope to hook up with you again. Thanks again. W3IJZ clear.
Yeah, no problem at all. I understand that that 7300 is quite popular. It's really hard to talk to an operator today that doesn't have one or is running one. I owned one as well about this time a year ago. So, congrats on that. Yeah, you've been anywhere from 5.9 to 10 over. So, congrats on the 100 watts. It's doing a great job for you as well. It's interesting enough, when the conditions are good, you can talk anywhere 100 watts. You can have 1,500 and can't talk across the street if the conditions are not there. So, fine business. I appreciate it very much. We would love to spend a little bit more time out here. We don't have the time. We've gotten a little bit of a message that on our phone here that our attendance is requested. So that means we've got to run, but we've certainly enjoyed the chance to have a Q. So feel free to come back anytime. So I've telling the others, maybe you were able to catch part of that as well. We are live on YouTube. So our QSO is being recorded, and it saves, of course, besides being live. But anyway, give a look and a listen. Don't take my word for it. See how you actually sound on the air. You can go right to YouTube, put in my call, or you can go to QRZ, to my QRZ page. I've got a link. You can click on that. It goes right to my channel, and then look for the video with today's date on it. And we started at right about an hour in. You could fast forward to that part and give a look and a listen, see what you think. By all means, leave a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. It's all good for us. It's a learning experience. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, give us a thumb down. It's totally fine. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun for us, and I think others enjoying it as well. We do have to run, but what a great way to end this afternoon is talking to another operator in the Pittsburgh area with a great signal as well. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Have a great weekend coming up. You and yours be safe and be well. Whiskey 3, India, Juliet, Zulu. This is Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City, 7-3s.
Very good, Randy, and that's what I'll do now. I'll go to look up the YouTube with your call sign. 73s, and thanks for coming back to us. W3IJZ clear. 3s.
All right, my friend, you take care of 7-3s. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. I know there's others out there. We ran out of time today. We do intend to be back tomorrow, so please look for us here on 20 meters. We'll say